Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Going.
Okay. I knew I needed to do that. Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Sophie Stinnett.
What? And I'm Jared Samuels.
And we're bringing you the 12th episode of What's Behind the Game, where you'll get an exclusive look on how all your favorite athletes eat, train, and anything you'd like to know. Today on the show, we have Meghan, Lloyd, and Destiny Collins. Meghan and Destiny are cross-country runners and distance track athletes for the University of Texas. So let's welcome Meghan and Destiny. Hey guys, how are y'all today?
Hey. Good.
So our first question is, what got you both interested in running? When did you start running for competitively?
Jess, you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. So, growing up, I thought I was gonna be a basketball player, and in middle school, you had to do like mandatory miles, and so I never like wanted to lose those. So I always try to like run as fast as I can and like beat all the girls I could, and then that allowed me to like run some pretty fast like middle school times. And then the middle school coach would send, or the middle school like teachers would send all the times to the high school coach, and then my high school coach was like, "Hey, you should join the cross country team." And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, because like you'd be a varsity athlete and I think you'd be pretty good. So I was like, okay, I'll try it out.
Letterman.
Yeah. I was like, Letterman jacket or volleyball and be like on the freshman team. So I was like, I'll be a varsity athlete.
Mine was kind of similar. I thought I was going to be playing soccer. I actually did that all through middle school, and I played tennis too. And it was in high school, my freshman year, I actually didn't make the soccer team. I got cut at tryouts, and I was like, well, I have no idea what I'm going to do now, because soccer was like my life. And we had the cross country coach like come to one of our practices and kind of recruit like, hey, if any girls want to do this and get in shape, like you should try it out. And I was like, well, I don't really have any other things going on anymore. So I just decided to join the track team.
Well, that worked out.
At what point did you all realize, like, hey, we could do this at the college level? And how did you train in high school, to get to that point?
I think mine and Destiny's answers are very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pretty quickly, actually. Like, probably like halfway through like my freshman year track season, I was running some pretty fast times. And I think I made it to state my freshman year, and I fell, but like it ended up being really good, and I got some letters that year, and I was like, wow, I guess if I keep up with this, I'll be able to run the college level. So I kept up with it.
Destiny also was running the fastest time in the country for high school. So
yeah.
Oh, dang.
For me, I actually I started out in track my freshman year of high school, and I was really bad because I started out in the 400 and I didn't really have that fast twitch. And then I got thrown in an 800 and was slightly better, but still not there. And my coach was like, well, maybe you should try distance, and do cross country. And so I did that my sophomore year. And it was better. And I actually trained with my little sister on my team, who was always better than me, until it was like the end of my junior year. I just something clicked and I started running a lot faster, and I didn't even make it to state until my senior year for both cross and track. And so mine, it was something that just kind of caught up really quickly, at the end of my junior year, that gave me the opportunity to run distance in college. And from there, even in college, it was big progressions freshman year and sophomore and junior year. So
yeah. Well, Destiny, you won 3 consecutive state titles, and Meghan, you were district champion in the 1600 meter and the 3200 meter races. So were those y'all's favorite moments in high school, or did you have some other star moments that really clicked for you guys?
Yeah. The 3 consecutive team titles were really nice, but I know my first individual state title was also one of my favorite moments. Mm-hmm. I've been trying to win a mile state title, and in California, there's only one state champion. There's no divisional state champions. Oh. And so I'd lost the 1600 2 hours before, and I I just like knew I was gonna win that race, and then I didn't, and so I was like really devastated. And I was like, shoot, I don't even want to run anymore. Like I'm always getting second and third. Like why am I doing this? You know? But then I ran the 3200, and everything went perfectly, and I won. So I think that moment was really nice, and then also making my first like junior team to compete for like USA was a really good moment of mine too.
For me, those were really awesome moments in my high school career as well in like cross country and stuff. But I think my favorite, our coaches took us to this meet in Corpus Christi, and it was like the weather was so bad. We had this like huge hurricane or tropical storm was coming in, and it started raining so hard. And they're like, we're just gonna throw JV varsity together, all boys, all girls, like put everybody in together for the 2 mile. And so we start running, and I was like, oh, these boys are going, like they're going too slow. And so I just like, remember like passing through like all of them, like, and this coach like from another school being like, what does this girl think she's doing? But then end up still like beating everybody, including the boys and stuff. That's probably my best moment, because I was like, that guy did not like believe in me, or he was like, what is this girl doing? Like she's insane. And
That's
just awesome. It was like really a good feeling, and being like, oh, like proving somebody wrong. But also afterwards, since there was a tropical storm, they invited us all into the school, and they like gave us food, and we all just kind of sat around and hung out. So that was really.
That's so funny.
Funny.
Why did you guys decide on UT? Like, did you have a bunch of schools that you were struggling with picking, or did you have your heart set there? Or was that like a dream school? Tell us about that a little bit.
I'm originally from California, so I looked a little bit everywhere. I took visits, obviously here, Baylor, Oklahoma State, and then USC, Southern California. And part of me really wanted to stay in California, and I liked the team a lot, but they weren't really like trying to build like a good distance program. And although I don't like cross country, I really wanted to have like a good cross country team that I can train with and hopefully make it to some NCAA championships. And obviously we've made it to a few. USC hasn't, so good choice by me. But yeah, I think I just really liked the team here. I liked the coaches. I liked all the extra benefits that like Texas has that like other schools didn't. And all my family, like aunts and uncles and cousins, are from Texas, so it's like a second home for me. So I really enjoy it here, and I'm really happy that I came here.
Yeah, for me too, it was like looking at other schools. I didn't look outside of Texas that much, besides like up in Arkansas, so it's not like it was super far or anything. But I don't know, every school for me that I visited, I just didn't feel at home, and I was getting scared. I was like, wow, I really don't like any of these schools. And Texas was my last visit, and it was just like that click. I feel like for anybody who's visiting a college, like whether you're an athlete or not, you know that this is a place you can see yourself. And I committed on my visit. I was like, this is my last visit. This is the only place I like. I was like, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Jared, you there?
Yeah.
Jared?
Oh shoot, he's like frozen.
He's frozen.
I know.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
You got it? He's like, maybe.
Did y'all hear that?
No.
What?
No.
Yeah, next question.
Did you hear that?
Okay. Was the transition to like college training schedule difficult? Like, did it take time to adjust?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You can go, Megan.
Okay, sorry. I just remember like coming to college, like I didn't run very high mileage in high school, and it's just really different going from high school where you're the best, like, even in the state or like in your district or your region, and like to go to college and every single person be at that level or better. And so it's hard to start back at the bottom and work your way back up. And even training's different. It's a lot more intense. I remember I cried after almost every workout, like freshman year, like the first semester. Like I was like, this is so hard. Like, what did I get myself into? And it took me about a semester to get comfortable. But yeah, it's definitely a hard transition for freshmen.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with Megan, but almost for me, it wasn't even like the training that was like different, just like everything else. Cause my school, we like train like pretty hard, like probably like the hardest out of anybody that I know. And so just like coming to college and like not being like with your parents and having to like, go to dining hall to get your meals and like the study hall and like just everything else, I think was just like really different. And yeah, I was like Megan, like after like some of my races, probably like almost after every track race, I like was like crying, like, oh my gosh, like I had all these expectations for myself, like I'm just gonna like come into college and like kill it because like high school was a breeze and like nothing was going my way, and I was like, oh my gosh, why am I even here, like what am I doing? But I think you just have to like take it all in and just like reflect and be like, hey, like you have 4 years to like make the best of it, and your first year, like it's your first year, so just keep going and you'll be fine.
So without giving away any secrets, so without giving away any secrets, what does you guys' training schedule look like? Like just a everyday or like average, nothing crazy.
We usually have, so towards the beginning of the week, we'll have we usually have 2 workouts a week that are like, we call them workouts because they're harder. It's usually like faster interval work, like on the track, or like a tempo, like something that's just more effort than your general daily run.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll do 2 hard effort workouts a week. And the rest of the days are just like a general run where you run, I don't know, anyone runs somewhere between like 6 and 9 miles. Just like easy conversation pace. And then Sundays we have long run, which is long run. It's a longer run that you'd usually do, somewhere between like 10 and 14. Just to get more time on your feet, get that. Yeah.
See, running is not for me.
How do you balance like the difficulty of the school or like the academic part and athletics? How do y'all balance those 2 things?
I think we have like some of the best and like so many resources. Like, you can always go to like office hours and like talk to like your TAs and your professors, but then also like with the academic center, like they have like tutors for like literally anything, like tutors for like your specific like course, and then they also have even like tutors like called strategic tutoring, and they just help you like set up like how you're gonna like study for something or like how you're gonna like get through this week. And so I think with that, it's really helpful to like balance running and school. And then also as a freshman, they make you go to study hall like 8 hours a week, usually like 2 hours a day, like Monday through Thursday. So like they're allowing you to like set time aside like of your day to like do your homework. And so I think that's really helpful to like have transitioning from like high school to college.
Like you also learn like time management skills also because we travel so much. Like if you're leaving like every week on a Wednesday or Thursday, you're missing like 2 or 3 days of class, and it's a lot that can pile up. But as long as you work with your professors and stuff, they're pretty nice about it and make sure you stay on top of everything. I don't know. I think it's a really good skill that, I've developed even more from traveling. So
yeah.
Moving into some more like personal stuff, Megan, we read last year that you were diagnosed with thyroid cancer. What went through your mind when you were diagnosed, and how did you approach your recovery?
Well, it was scary. First off, I was like, I have no idea like what I'm doing, or like what to do. I think just like overwhelming. But my first thought was, so I got to push off my surgery because I found out around April, and so we were a week or 2 out from going to conference. And so I was lucky enough that I got to schedule it out to like mid-June because I was doing well. Like I was doing really well, and thought I had a shot at going to nationals that year. And I was like, well, I don't know what it's going to be like after, so I think I just need to like give it my all like right now.
Yeah.
And try my best like this season. And actually, it was right before I found out, but they gave me a call, and we were literally getting on the bus to drive to the airport to go to a meet in California. And they were like, can you have your parents like come in town? And I kind of knew. And I ran the 5K that weekend, and I just remember like during the race, I was like just thinking all this stuff, and I was like, this could be like, I don't know what's gonna happen, so I just need to like give it my all right now. And I PR'd in the 5K, and ended up finishing the season with a PR in the steeplechase, and like slightly bettered my school record in the PR, but didn't end up making it to nationals. So. But after the surgery, it was just kind of more like getting into the rhythm of training a lot slower than usual. And even during cross-country season, like not running as much as I'm used to running. I think I was only running like 40-something miles a week. And now I feel like it's still like building back up. But yeah, things have definitely been like slower than I would like them to be. But right now I'm just taking it like one day at a time and waiting for that moment to see if something clicks and training just falls back into its usual. But if not, then I don't know. I had a great run, but I'm still training and doing everything with my team and just giving it my best. So waiting to see if it's going to click.
What role did your teammates and friends like Destiny help you with how did they help you with your recovery?
Well, first off, I don't know what I would do without my team if they weren't here. Because I decided to stay in Austin. I didn't go home like to Fort Worth, like where I live.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to stay here because I was like, my life is here. Like we never get to go home really. And so all my roommates that were my teammates, like they were here and they stayed and took care of me. Like even like directly after the surgery, like I didn't leave this house for like a week. And my boyfriend, who's also on the team, was like super helpful. And even like Destiny and everyone else who like doesn't live here or isn't here all the time, like just like being supportive and just like having somebody to run with and talk to. And I don't know, running such like a mental sport, I think it's really important to have like those relationships where you feel really comfortable with people. And Destiny is definitely my buddy, and I don't know, she's really supportive and everything.
That's awesome.
Destiny, this past cross-country season, you won all Big 12 honors at the Big 12 championships, and you had like multiple first-place finishes. What do you attribute your improvement over the last few years to?
Like Megan was saying, running is so mental. So I think just like mentally, like being able to tell myself I can do this and like getting my confidence back like every year has really just like helped me. Like I wouldn't say it's anything like training that like has changed like too much, like from like my freshman to my sophomore year to my junior year, but really just like believing in myself and like, yeah, really just believing in myself has like allowed me to like get better. So.
Mm-hmm. In terms of specifics, like the mental side you just talked about, how do you all prepare yourself mentally and physically for a race? So do you like try to psych yourself up, or do you have to calm down, or like how do you all go about that?
For me, I definitely am trying to keep as calm as possible before the race. I always have this video too. It's like, it's on YouTube. It's called Race Ready Hips. It's literally just like this girl. It's like these yoga stretches for runners. And I don't know why, but I like need to do that before every one of my races. I just have it when we're sitting out at like our little camp and like you're kind of waiting for your race, waiting to warm up. I'm just sitting there, like I have my headphones in and I'm just like doing it as she says it. But that for me is something that calms me down. I think just having a routine, especially when you're going to a new place and racing new people, it's something that's very foreign and it's easy to get really nervous about. But when you have something like a warm-up routine or like that video that I like to do, it brings something that you already know, like that's going to happen, and it's just more comforting, you know? Yeah.
It's consistent, that consistency.
Yeah, the consistency, yeah.
For me, it just depends on the race. Sometimes I'm like really excited, but like also like very nervous. So I'll have like a little dance party in like my hotel room to like get out the jitters and stuff. Like, okay, like I got this. Like, no need to be nervous. It's just a race. Like, it's important, but like there's so many more to come. So like just have fun with it. But then also sometimes like if I don't like really like feel like I'm racing, like it just hasn't occurred to me that like, oh wow, it's race day. Like it's time to go. Sometimes I just like to put my music in, usually listen to like some gospel music and try like to like visualize my race and like see how it's going to go. So those are the two things that I usually do, but yeah.
What role does nutrition play in training for each of you?
I think, I mean, we generally eat like pretty healthy. Like we will sometimes like go and get like burgers and like we eat dessert like all the time. Like we're not teams that's like no dessert, like cut out everything. The main thing with nutrition for me is to make sure I get something in like 30 minutes to an hour after my run, hence the smoothie after a long run. Just to make sure you're getting your body the stuff that it needs to recover properly. For me, I think that's the most important nutrition factor of running.
Yeah, definitely getting food in after runs, workouts, and I try to eat healthy or eat well. I think I do a pretty good job with that, but yes, I am very, very big on desserts. So if I want cookies or ice cream, or like yesterday I wanted a shake, I'm definitely gonna have a shake. So
yeah.
What are each of your favorite moments in college so far?
Well, I have like two. One was my freshman year, might be the same as Megan's. We went to the Armory in New York City, and it was like my second time going to New York City, and I literally had like the worst race of my life, like just terrible. But at the time, I was watching Gossip Girl, and I just finished it, and so the next day after a race, we like went to all these like Gossip Girl spots, like the Met Steps, and all that, and so that was very, very fun, and I did all that with Megan, so that was cool. Yeah, we've got like matching like fake Burberry scarves and had a blast. And then my favorite running moment actually happened last weekend. We went to Seattle, and I've been trying to PR from high school for a long time because sadly I ran like really fast in high school, and then I had some ups and downs, and so last week I ran the 3K, and I just felt really good, and like I had like a lot of positive like self-talk during the whole race, and then with like 300 meters to go, one lap, not 300 laps. I just like took off and felt really good and ended up like winning the race, like my heat, and then PRing, and so that was just a really good moment for me. Like everything finally clicked. So yeah, those are my favorite moments so far.
I'm gonna agree with Destiny. My favorite all-time favorite trip was when we went to New York City. The racing for a lot of people wasn't there, but I had a pretty decent race, which like made it better. But also we went to the top of the Rockefeller Center, just like went around to the Gossip Girl spots, like she said. It was such a fun meet. We were like taking the subway everywhere. We stayed in downtown Manhattan, like blocks away from Times Square and like a couple blocks from Central Park. It was so nice to just get over and like run over there, and it was just a really special trip. We got to do things.
That's so okay. This funny fact. I just went to New York beginning of December, and we tried to do the Gossip Girl things.
Yeah.
And we are so stupid. We accidentally took pictures on the library steps, not the Met steps. And we were like, "Are we stupid?" Like it was so funny. But it was like a rainy day. I think we were just not all there. It was like the first day, I think, but it was so funny because we were like, "Wait. Something doesn't add up because that's not the Met." But it was really funny.
I literally did every post that weekend was like Gossip Girl themed.
Yeah.
Like everything. Like even if it wasn't involved with like what that we went to see, I was like thriving instantly.
Yes, you have to. You have to. Yeah. Even my brother did that, and he's like 30. So
I think what was even funnier was me and Megan, we like stayed like downtown in the middle of everything, and we were like, oh wow, like outside of like where Serena stays. I forget like what the actual like hotel or like what the museum is called. We decided to take a taxi to it, and it was literally like 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened
We
to
took a
us, too.
taxi.
Trying to take the subway was not our thing. We just should have stuck with Uber because it was just not happening for us. It took us like 3 hours to go 4 blocks, and we're like, we just kept going. We kept going on the opposite side. We would be talking about where we're going, and then these locals on the subway would go, you're going the wrong way. And we're like, oh my God.
It was so nice because my boyfriend who's on the team now currently with us, he's from New York. He lives in Brooklyn. And so he knew all the trains like the back of his hand. And so it was so easy just to text and be like, hey, like we want to go here. Like, which way do we go? Or if he was with us to do that. Same. It's like, I don't know. It's a lot.
There's even apps, and I couldn't even do the app. And I'm like, okay, this is our last kind of question that we usually ask everybody. It's just like our wrap-up questions, but it's like, if you guys could give 3 pieces of advice to young athletes, what would they be? Or like if you could give yourself some advice before you came to college, what would it be?
Okay, so one of the things I would tell myself like coming to college or like just to anybody else is that like you should like have like goals, but I wouldn't say like make them like you have to like accomplish every single goal or like have like super duper high expectations, and so like where like if you don't attain them you're like very disappointed and like beating yourself up. There's just like so many changes that come with like going to college and competing or just so I definitely say like have goals, but like don't beat yourself up if you don't get them. I'd also say like you should have a really good relationship with your coach. You want to be able to like trust like who's there to like make you better, and if you don't trust them, like it's going to be hard to like do well because you're not believing in like what you're actually doing. And then lastly, just have fun. It goes by so fast. Like I can't believe I'm a junior and like I'm almost done, and Megan's gonna be leaving me, and like it's a really fun experience. So like definitely enjoy the 4 years because they go way fast, just way too fast.
For me, I know, especially being someone who starting out in high school, like I mean, one like didn't really run distance or like wasn't that fast, like to always just like not give up on yourself, because it is possible if you work hard and do everything that you're supposed to do. Like it is possible to get better and try to get a scholarship and go somewhere. It's not something that is super unattainable. Another thing would be, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Like always keep your options open too. Like don't, like when you're going through the recruiting process or you're trying to talk to coaches, like I had a coach who told me like, oh, like you don't want to go to Texas, like you're not going to start and like you aren't going to be on their travel team and all this stuff. And like 4 years later, here we are sitting, have always traveled, always been at conference, have a school record. Like don't set limits on yourself because people will try to tell you things. And most of the time the coaches, if they tell you things like that, they are just being selfish and don't want the best for you. And so you don't want to go somewhere if that coach doesn't want the best for you. That's my main thing though, is always believe in yourself and have fun too, because it's really hard. In high school, I was way too hard on myself. Like I was like, oh my God, like I don't know. I like was very hard and I could have definitely had more fun with it. I did have fun, but I was hardcore. So I was like, I'm not like that last year. I was like, oh, no sleepovers. Like I'm not doing this. Like no soda ever. Like I just have fun.
Well, Jared, did you have anything else?
No. Thanks so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Being the gossip girl. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No.
Actually 3 times.
Well, thank you so much.
Y'all have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.